Last week, Japanese scientists placed explosive detonators at the bottom of Lake Loch Ness to blow Nessie out of the water. Sir Court Godfrey of the Nessie Alliance summoned the help of Scotland's local wizards to cast a protective spell over the lake and its local residents and all those who seek for the peaceful existence of our underwater ally.
Yes, I love technology, but not as much as you think.
But still, I love technology. Always and forever. Welcome everybody to the Chasing Domenico podcast.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains? What? How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains? You wouldn't look at me like that, Napoleon.
I wish he'd get out of my life and shut up. Dang, you got Shocks, Pegs, Lucky.
How was school?
Worst day of my life? What do you think? Grandma just called and said you're supposed to go home. She said she doesn't want you here when she gets back because you've been ruining everybody's lives and eating all their steak.
You hump! Welcome everybody, welcome to Chasing Domenico podcast.
Episode 36, and today we are honoring
Napoleon
Dynamite!
Rex Kwando! Take a look at what I'm wearing. You think anybody wants a roundhouse kick to the face while I'm wearing these bad boys? Forget about it.
Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner. This is pretty much the worst video ever made.
I didn't even know that.
Idiot!
So are you ready?
Yeah, hold on. I forgot to put in the crystals.
Vote for Pedro.
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 Vote for Pedro. Vote for me.
What's a liger?
It's pretty much my favorite animal. It's like a lion and a tiger mixed. Redford skills and magic.
What?
Welcome to the Chasing Domenico podcast.
Episode 36, Chapter 4.
Here's some more.
We honor Will Ferrell at every podcast
You love
because
him.
everybody in this room knows that he's the comedic genius and the craze around here.
Okay.
The drum off is pretty damn funny, man.
That was fucking fun, man.
Chapter 4, here's some more. Any Will Ferrell character can stop by
Anytime.
anytime. And today,
Who is D?
it's Cam Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Because Filipino tilt-a-whirl operators are this nation's backbone. We are definitely going to Cancun. And you're not going to pay for a thing. I got a book of good ideas. That's the first one. Get my son to call you daddy. Turn the page. It says, fuck your wife.
Will Ferrell for president. Just fucking shit up this early in the podcast.
This
man.
podcast is rated PG-13.
For fuck.
And extra fabulous fun
Chasing Domenico is the Rocky Horror of podcasts.
with group participation.
Boom!
Boom!
Hey!
Hey! Just Chinese attention,
This
baby.
podcast is forever evolving. It's a live organism.
Yeah.
You like that? Because the podcast fan-friend listeners
The spirit.
help us
Yeah.
evolve it. You guys asked for AFERSHOCKS? Well, guess what? Now you got AFERSHOCKS.
You want it.
And the podcast is even longer. It's like an hour and 10 minutes and
It's
shit.
full of love, though. It's okay.
Consider this a staycation, a vacation for your
Because
problems.
this podcast motto is laughter is medicine, just like D.
Are you guys ready to play?
Well, we haven't been playing already,
I
D?
think so. I think the fun is just begun. Where we go, I don't care what we do.
This Inception
I
train.
don't care, pretty baby.
Turn.
Just take me with you. Planet Tomac Trans.
Here we go.
On the planet Tomac, baby, dance. Times with that fucking
Interest,
horse.
dance.
Tonight, baby.
Do the move, D.
Down, 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 dance. I can do this all night, man. Welcome to Planet Tomac. Home to Rainbow Land, Pleasure Town, Zion, and the Emerald City. You can be your alter ego like Dungeons and Dragons.
You get magical powers like Harry Potter and Twilight.
Whoa!
Boom!
I am Queen D. Morpheus the Siren. You are under my spell when I sing to you.
Tomacians, You got your very own siren here on Tomac.
And you are...
I am WT Wizard, the shape shifter.
He's shifting right now. You can't even tell because he's so shifty.
I'm here.
We speak 3 languages here. English, Jupiterian, which is my truth, evolution, revolution, and Klingon, Ye Shop.
That means bon appetit, or in
Italian is manja. Demigods are here and kicking it. It's a mythological, magical planet. I just saw Zeus and Medusa doing it.
Break the vein!
What?
I gotta take over. The wild card is off the rails again.
Jack Ferry is our tour guide here on Planet Toon. See, I get paid the big bucks.
He is the king fairy.
There's mythological fairies here, right? He's our tour guide. He get into the T-shit. Come on! I got no choice but to get down, 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 dance! Nothing left for me to do but dance. Clearly, you see why we need a tour guide. I am not capable.
Dance.
I got no choice but to get down, 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 dance! See? We all have health care here. And Will Ferrell is president. Dan Brady is VP.
Johnny Knoxville is the fucking mayor.
I would like to welcome a new member of the Tomac family, Callie at Black and Blue 76.
Yes.
Welcome to the Tomac family. I had my eye on you for a while. Everybody special picked, yes.
Yeah.
She's still formulating her alter ego.
Okay.
So next podcast, we will be knighting her alter ego and taking the seat at the round table.
Joining us.
My 2 senior dogs, Shakespeare and Lola, are here and they get magical powers. My 12-year-old pug Lola turns into the pug fairy.
Go, Lola, go.
My 14-year-old 25-pound grumpy Shih Tzu who looks like an Ewok but hates everybody but me and you and my mother. He gets a voice here and he likes to talk to us, right, guys? What do you want to say today, puppy?
I hope you like my pancakes. I put a special recipe in the batter. Bitches.
Everybody stop eating the pancakes!
Put your forks down. That serves bad too, man. Special butter for you.
That's our tour guide, Jack Ferry. He says we must follow him. Where are we following you to, Jack Ferry?
This is where we're going.
We're following him to Amityville.
Just keeps
coming back. Hashtag GA do the house. Again, hashtag GA do the house. That is for ghost adventurers to lock down at the Amityville Horror House here in New York, Long Island.
Yeah.
That's for 3 or 4 hours
At least.
live.
At least.
Interactive lockdown so we can talk to you like the earlier days of like your Halloween live specials.
Right.
Something like that.
Look in that corner. There's a demon over there.
With the pre-lockdown at Lorraine Warren's Occult Museum, talking to her with the Ovilus on the table, and I really think you should bring Bishop Long! Okay, it's time to talk about a documentary.
Okay.
Shattered Hopes, the true story of the Amityville murders. Documentary.
Series.
Part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, all right, so 1 and 2.
Yes.
3 is about to come out, and he's actually now, Ryan Kazanbak, the director, is going to do more than just 3. There's like 3 in, 2 parts? I'm excited.
So part 3 is now part 3 in 2 parts.
And that's coming, the first part's coming out in July 27th?
July
or 28th?
27th. July 27th is 3.1.
Okay.
That's the first half.
Okay.
September 26th is 3.2.
Awesome.
There's so much content
I
that he has to
know.
break it up. It's like,
and it's really great content.
and he just announced that there's going to be a part 4, which is coming out November 13th. So he's getting all of them in this year. There's 3 different pieces to the final.
It's a fucking great year. It's a whole different spin.
Which
Regular
we'll get into,
podcast fan friend listeners know that I have been talking about this documentary for a very long time.
Right.
There's a lot to talk about here, so let's just give his information first.
Okay.
By the way, guys, we're just fans. We get nothing out of this except just spreading the love.
Just imagine you're weightless in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by tiny little seahorses.
That's beautiful. That's the feeling that we're trying to spread.
That's our theme today, Napoleon Dynamite.
Bang, bang.
Kazanbak follows D on both accounts.
On DominicoArtist and Chasing, yes.
The full website is amityvillefilm.com. On Facebook, it's just Shattered Hopes Amityville.
Yeah.
On Twitter, @Amityville Film. So that's all the places where you can find. You can interact with him, and he's pretty good about posting updates and keeping the content going. A few days ago, he posted a picture of him interviewing Ronnie DeFeo. I mean, come on. That's going to the source.
I shared it on my Facebook page. I'm like, that's right. He's sitting down with the Butch DeFeo, yo. Gangster! I can't believe he did that, but I can, you know. I mean, that's kind of him.
He's that thorough.
I can't wait.
Thorough.
Yeah.
Documentaries are very content dense.
Right.
So if that's not your thing, that's not your thing.
Yeah, a lot of reenactments, but you should make it your thing.
Now, Dave.
Because you'll be missing out.
Dave on Darkness Radio.
Yay.
Dave.
That is the correct response.
They recently had a segment on Darkness Radio concerning the second handgun that was found behind the Amityville house.
Yeah, all right, so we're going to have to talk about Shattered Hopes Part 1 and 2. We're not trying to ruin it for you, but we have to give you enough information so you'll be interested in seeing it and seeing the Part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
3.1, 3.2,
Yeah,
4,
exactly.
all. Part of Katzenbach's theory is that there was a second gun. And he went all in, got a diving team, and went behind the Amityville house and found a gun.
Yeah.
He found another gun back there.
Boom! Boom! Hey! Hey!
Anyways.
That's how gangster we think this is.
So Dave on Darkness Radio and his friend Tim Yancey, they had a discussion about that news story. The news story was from 2012. That was a little bit older. But they were discussing it just a couple weeks ago, and they were discussing where they felt that the gun was credible, and if they believe that there was a whole other theory that Katzenbach is putting in this entire series.
Like there's like another shooter.
Right.
There's another gun.
Right.
What went down that night wasn't about demons. It was about, so there's a whole lot. And there's room for everybody's opinion here, by the way, guys.
And the whole take you have on that about how you can apply both theories and really use it as a full
because
story
there's a whole
is amazing.
layer. There's like what I think Katzenbach is saying. I think he's probably right on the money.
I do
as
too.
far as like realistically what the dynamic of a very damaged family with mafia ties can happen. But then there's another layer of paranormal that I don't think Katzenbach is down with. So I think there's two layers here that he'll probably disagree with me because I agree with all his theories. I really do. And then there's the paranormal layer.
Right, which is an extra...
We'll get into that.
Right. Discussion was with Tim Yancey, and Tim Yancey has personally worked with George Lutz and did tours with him.
I think it's important to point out that Shattered Hopes was based off of the book The Night the DeFeos Died.
By Rick Osuna.
Rick was fascinated by the Amityville horror stories, and he had a website, and he was contacted by Geraldine DeFeo. This was Ronnie DeFeo Jr.'s wife. Who the fuck knew he was married? She's like, listen, man, everything on your site is caca. Here's the real story. And then he got to know her, and he's like, fuck. So he jumped ship.
That is the real shit.
He jumped ship from the George Lutz train in 2000 and got all his information from Geraldine DeFeo, all this inside information.
If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true.
Thank you, Pedro.
If you watch this documentary, all your wildest dreams are going to come true.
I see you're drinking 1%. Is that because you think you're fat? Because you're not. You could be drinking whole if you wanted to.
What?
You see that girl over there? She came over to my house the other day.
What?
She left all this.
I don't know, but she left all this crap on my porch.
Your mom goes to college. Over there, that pig, and I found a couple of California aeroplanes. Dang it!
These are all from our theme today.
Dang it!
I love that.
You guys are retarded.
That's from our theme today, Napoleon Dynamite.
I'm fucking crying here, man.
Laughter is medicine.
Say it with your chest!
All right, this is just getting so fucking out of hand, dude. I gotta try and roll it back one more time.
All right.
Get still. Falls a big fat.
Pulls a big fat cunt.
See what happens when you give the wild card the wheel?
Sometimes you ride off in the
ditch. Chasing Domenico was reviewed as a runaway train.
Interns,
but in a good way.
Boom!
Where were we in Amityville? Let's get immersed back into the brilliance of Amityville and the brilliance of
Mystery
Ryan
and the intrigue.
Kazanbak's mind. Did the devil make him do it? Listen, man, that's a dysfunctional, fucked up family that has mafia ties, okay? Throw some drugs in. So maybe he did hear demons, just not the kind of we're thinking about.
Right.
But there is a paranormal side to this.
Right.
But for argument's sake, or just communication skills, we'll put that Indian shit over here,
Okay,
right?
okay.
So, like, I think that family was a ticking time bomb waiting to happen.
The environment
I
was
don't think
perfect
he
for
was
that.
by himself. I think that he had help. They speculate that it was his sister Dawn.
Right.
And one of his friends, Billy or Bob, I don't know, one of them.
Right.
And they found 2 different bullets in Mrs. DeFeo.
Now, on the discussion on Darkness Radio, Dave and Tim, they're actually discussing that second rifling bullet.
Okay.
And Tim's take was that it wasn't a different rifling. It was that the rifling on there had been so fucked up that they
Right.
couldn't match it to the ones that were already there. So that's how it became seen as a different bullet. But his explanation was that it was the same bullet. The rifling was just fucked up on it because of how it went into the mattress.
Oh.
So that's his logic and that's his rationale of how to dismiss that, because if there are 2 different rifling bullets,
Right.
there have to be 2 different guns.
Absolutely.
So if you don't want to prescribe to that, that's an easy way to mark that off.
But if you watch part 1, you'll see.
Right.
You'll
Right.
see.
Right.
There's another gun.
The gun that Kazanbak's diving crew pulled out, just to be honest and real about it,
Yes.
it wasn't a full gun.
Oh, okay.
It was just the butt handle.
It was a picture of a gun, said gun.
Insert gun here. It's just the handle
Okay.
and then the trigger guard. And he actually was smart enough to put an image of that into the release title date of the first part of part 3.
What?
It
All right,
makes
in
so much
English-
sense when you see
In
it.
English. This is some smart shit, though.
Do you want to see the English?
Yes.
That's the graphic. That's the gun. See how he does that? Can you describe it any better? The chamber and the out portion
Right.
are gone.
Where's that? Okay.
Are gone. So
Right.
you can never match the rifling to it anymore.
Well, you know, that could be explained very easily. Mafia. I
Mafia.
mean, you know what I'm saying? And that is a huge part of this. Mafia ties.
Right. They didn't
Family.
they didn't know how to bust up and hide a gun.
Let's talk about the Lutzes.
They were portrayed at the end of the documentary
Yeah.
as not being hapless buyers who fell into something that caused them trouble.
Right.
It portrayed them as people who
Well,
knew it.
Kathy and George.
Right.
Not the kids. You know what I'm saying? They were victims.
The parents.
Yes.
And they also, it felt like to me that they were focusing even more on George.
Yeah,
George was the driving.
He's supposed to be a pretty
force.
dark dude. Again,
Right.
the house attracted a dark family.
Right.
All right, but that's the paranormal side that
Sure.
we're going to leave on the side because
But over here,
I don't
over here.
think that Ryan Kazanbak is a paranormal cat. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that that's his thing. Maybe he doesn't even believe in the paranormal.
Right.
He has a huge problem with Ed and Lorraine Warren. And saying that they were part of the Lutzes and the lawyer Weber's like story for the Amityville book and murder and
right.
amping it up for Hollywood. Yeah, probably. Most people amp shit up for Hollywood.
Right.
It's Hollywood.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Amityville has become its own urban legend.
Yeah.
The true story that Kazanbak is unfolding,
Right.
and then the urban legend that has inspired all of the movies.
Right,
Not
the
just the
movie,
first one,
the
but like
book
all
and
like
everything.
Amityville 3D, where like the evil is outside of the house and follows somebody to their like workplace.
They're,
You know what I
they're
mean?
friends now with the evil.
Yeah, and
right.
Amityville 2, which is my favorite because it's really scary. We also see
super
now
scary.
that the story behind that, as far as the family dysfunctional, that was true, but the rest of it is caca.
Right.
Paranormal fans understand that a place can be haunted from a normal death.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Okay, so
Right.
if it wasn't possessed, use the word
Before,
possessed,
right.
before the DeFeos, it definitely is now. But we know there is a history of the area
Of
and the
being-
grounds
right.
of Indian grounds.
Right,
So
spiritual bloodshed. That's
the
never a good thing.
paranormal side
Yeah.
is that the land keeps attracting negativity.
Right.
And it was a breeding ground for dark, dysfunctional families like the DeFeos, like the Lutzes.
Right. Plus all the running water around it, that doesn't help either.
That only helps. It's interesting how Amityville affects us all. There's so many people that feel a certain way about it. I find it very fascinating.
They feel connected to the story
Right.
or the myth or the urban legend part of it. But
Exactly.
It really touches a lot of people.
I find it interesting and kind of brilliant that Kazenbach has part 4 release date for November 13th, which
Why is that, Dee?
because it's the anniversary of the murders. It happened November 13th, 1974.
Very smart.
He's a
Very
smart dude, man. Again, I don't know if he doesn't believe in the paranormal or if he just has a problem with Ed and Lorraine Warren. We're going to Lorraine Warren's Occult Museum.
Warrenology.
We have the money now.
Yes.
But they're just sold out for a very long time, so we have to
I guess
get there.
summer's very popular, I
Big
guess.
step in front of Annabelle and all the other demonic items, and we will be recording it so you can see it and watch my reactions as I shit bricks.
Yeah.
Again, this is a Chasing Domenico podcast, documentary shout-out, Shattered Hopes, the true story of the Amityville murders, 1 and 2 we've done many times, and now it's 3 that's coming up on July 27th. So get ready, because it's fabulous!
Hey guys, just shut up about the weed for 2 seconds, all right? I don't want this girl to know I smoke.
Yeah, it's bad enough you're a janitor,
yo!
Custodian, dick!
That's a mystery clip.
Oh, there is the king of fairies, Jack Ferry, our tour guide here on planet Tolmac, a mythological, magical planet.
Say that
Where
fast.
are we going? Mythological, magical
Magical
planet.
planet.
Where are we going now, Jack Ferry?
These are our ghost adventures.
GAC!
There are things in this world that we will never fully understand.
You know it! You know it!
Frank the Tank. Which lockdown are we going to revisit now?
We are doing season 7, the Palmer House Hotel.
We're at the Palmer House Hotel in Sauk Center, Minnesota, because the owner has called us from what may be an infestation of unexplained events that are manifesting in apparitions, dark shadow figures, and a demonic presence. Built in 1864 as the Sauk Center House, it wasn't until a mysterious fire in 1900 burned that building to the ground. Could those victims be the reason behind the incessant dark hauntings here at the Palmer House?
Well, probably.
We're here to find out.
GAC! The Palmer House is a great lockdown.
Yes.
And I needed to do it. It's a lot like Bobby Mackey's.
It's definitely
the
due for a
caretaker,
revisit.
Kelly Freese, was compared to Carl
Yeah, about how...
from Bobby Mackey's.
Right.
They both have a hell hole in
How many people can say
demon
that?
basement. Hellhole demon basement.
The
Basement has always just had an entirely different feel. It can be very uncomfortable.
And that's why you called us here.
Yes, that is.
Because you're the best.
The base.
They go down to the basement. All right, Kelly starts talking about how a stranger had a dream about some dude saying, like, I'm ready to tell my story.
I mean, that's crazy,
And
right?
you can find my body underneath the stairs.
Stairs that are in your building that the stranger apparently didn't know. Just
Anything
like-
about the Palmer Hotel,
Right. Just you got some stairs with some bodies there, and she went down there and dug, and she found mostly
Just digging with
rib
spoons and
bones.
shit.
I'm going to the kitchen and dig out some bones.
I want some ribs.
So the lady dug up some ribs and put them in a bucket, and mysteriously they disappeared the next day.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, man?
What the fuck?
Could the activity in the Palmer House be traced back to any trapped, unrested spirits who were victims of this fire? We conduct the rest of this interview with our night vision and thermal cameras to see if we can document any evidence to support this theory.
And she starts to talk and gets emotional. I felt so
Very-
bad for her. Nick's like, hey, man.
0.8, 0.5. I feel tightness in my chest.
I feel like just
This is going off. Look at, this is documenting right now. There's something around you, okay?
It's
A
amazing.
1.3, are you getting that? 1.3 to a 1.0 to a 0.8 to a 0.4 to a 0.2.
The millimeter's going crazy,
That
man.
was. I love when they get like two things at once. Two good things at once. You get emotional, then the millimeter starts going crazy.
Then they go to night
If
vision.
there's somebody here, you just made Kelly cry uncontrollably. We felt you. We documented your presence. Can you show us who you are?
This is the pre-lockdown.
I know. They go around.
Holy crap! Holy shnikes!
Holy shnikes! So Zach takes the millimeter and just to test the baselines, puts it back onto Kelly, and there's no readings at all.
Kelly Freese.
So obviously it was a real energy that manifested at that time, and that's proven
the
by them
emotion
once
came,
again.
and then it left.
Right, they proved
There
it.
was a large black dog, wolf.
Creature-looking thing.
Yes. And red eyes.
Kelly, that's not good.
No.
That's demonic.
It's definitely demonic.
It's a bit more than not
Come
good.
on, man.
Little red eyes looking at you.
They always come as beasts.
Right. Still good.
For new listeners, that's our Evil Dead demon laugh.
I am getting chills right now. Coming here, listening to the stories, it's really reminding me of deja vu at Bobby Mackey's. Carl Lawson dug in the well and discovered underneath those floorboards the portal that opened that location to all of its demonic haunting.
Man,
What are the odds of finding another?
demon holes.
I know
That sounds so wrong.
So
Fuck, my back is killing me. Listeners, the other day I bent over.
that was it, man.
My lower
Popped
back's
out.
never happened before.
It's
I'm
like,
walking, trying to pet the dogs. I feel like I'm fucking 85 years old.
Viagra ain't working. The back keeps going out.
Back keep going out.
That's a
Doctor said I
mystery
need a
clip.
pacchiotomy.
Has this happened to you before?
Only once before, but not to this level.
Obviously, this spirit is wanting to be heard, but did you feel it coming through you?
It's like I was there watching everything happen, but I couldn't prevent anything.
Chris Schneider. She was a guest there who had a possession down in the basement. She was describing what it was kind of like to go through that experience.
And she was talking about a dog. Watching it, it was odd. She was talking like she was drunk.
Right,
But
right,
there
right.
is no mistaking when Zach put the millimeter by her and
Right.
she held it and it was gonna fucking pop off.
As we prepare to head into the basement with Chris, our millimeter suddenly begins alarming. Around her.
This is amazing.
What is in you, woman?
A demon.
The ghosts know me.
Look at this.
All around her.
That does not do that.
Hold
Have
it.
her hold it. Wow.
The force runs strong in this one.
Gave it and the look on her, she was standing there just seeing the little blank on her face like, I
What?
told you it was gonna go. I
she's
told
like,
you.
"What,
I
man?
told you.
They like me.
They know her.
And just to be safe, he grabbed another millimeter to
Right.
show that there's nothing wrong with that one because they both went crazy.
Same thing, yeah.
Right, they went downstairs to the basement with her, and she was already acting funky. So they're like Spumoni.
Right.
Like, let's go back upstairs. She's got to get out of
Cut
here.
this off
Yeah.
now.
We regroup with Kelly to review a series of very unsettling EVPs we captured during our earlier interview with her.
I mean, usually I'm happy to show
If Zach said
people good EVPs.
shit to
this is the
me-
one time where I'm not.
He's like, I've seen a lot of shit, but this is gonna really suck to tell you what's going on.
This is the pre-lockdown.
Yeah, right. Hasn't even happened.
I hear I'm following her.
0.7. 0.7.
That is precisely what it sounds like.
Her.
Come out of here, Spumoni.
I want you to tell us.
No.
Tell us. Tell us.
Like, it does not want anything to be told.
You ever notice, like, demons speak very clearly?
Right, when they have some...
Like Exorcist House. Where else? Like Lizzie Borden. They're very fucking clear.
Right.
No!
No, in direct
I'm
response.
so excited.
I'm hearing
Oh, this is bad.
they're coming to get you.
Get you. Reminds me of Velisca. Herman's gonna get you.
Herman's gonna get you.
Gonna get you.
In a sing-songy kid's voice.
The millimeter goes off while they're getting these EVPs.
Yeah.
Again, two good things at once.
To have Class A EVPs with tone saying, I'm coming to get you.
Rub it
I'm
in.
following her. And when I said, I need you to tell us everything, it says no.
No.
There's a very intelligent, dark entity here.
Yeah, it is.
I just want to point out that throughout this lockdown, each time they get an EVP, there's normally a millimeter reaction, like right before.
Right.
And it's so direct and so clear that it's just the arrival of the demons.
Yes.
Saying what they got to say, and they're out.
Right.
Earlier, they did a full sweep of the hotel just to baseline the whole place. The whole place was zero.
Zero.
No energy, zero. So anytime it manifests, it's right then and there. It's live.
Ain't no Chris Angel mind freak, David Blaine, trap dog, horse shit jumping off here. This motherfucker's dead.
That motherfucker's dead!
That's a mystery clip.
That motherfucker's mean enough already. They're fucking the skip. Spit that shit out!
What? That's how you do some fucking mystery clips, man. What? We should honor that movie.
This is a typed testimony by one of the owners. Back in the 50s, a man hanged himself in the Palmer House bar by jumping off the pool table, and they found him dead in the morning.
Oh my God! So this is explaining some of this activity in this demonic hotel.
Due to the intense amount of activity we experienced on day 1 at the Palmer House, we decided to call for some backup. Local investigator Dave Schrader, who is no stranger to us or the Palmer House, joins the investigation.
That's right, Dave from Darkness Radio.
We are all fans of Darkness Radio.
I was investigating with 2 other women, and we were walking back by the stairways where it's believed that an actual body has been buried underneath the stairs. And as the 3 of us were staring at the staircase, this face came up out of the darkness, and it just came right at us. That was truly one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen.
If you hear Dave say that, you know it's bad.
Zach and Aaron head downstairs. Dave and Nick go upstairs to room 17.
This is Lucy's room, Dave. She's not fond of men. Now, that chair is known to be Lucy's chair.
Brace yourself for a very scary EVP.
Is there any danger for any of the people here in this house?
I thought that said Zach.
Of course.
Right there.
Yeah.
It's a whisper. It says Zach. Holy crap.
Being called by name.
Or you go down to the basement where Zach is in a hole digging. They're like, dude, are you sure you want to do this? It's like, uh-oh, what'd you get?
Let me show you this.
Listen.
Is there any danger for any of the people here in this house?
Right there.
I hear Bagans right after.
Called by name. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Bagans. It says Bagans. Didn't hear that.
We review the EVP again, only to find there's more to this warning.
And then there's a laugh right afterwards.
Dude's out of the chair, man. You fucking fell out with the demon laugh on there for you. All right.
That's so fucking evil, that laugh. Shit.
Yet again, another disturbing parallel to Bobby Mackey's.
The
They
demon's
know
laughing at him.
by name. That laugh was scary. GAC is number 1. The demons know him by name and mocking him at the same time.
By now, the similarities between Bobby Mackey's music world and the Palmer House have reached an unparalleled climax.
Listen, again, this isn't even the lockdown yet.
It's just getting started.
Pure gold.
I'm concerned right now because this is so much like Bobby Mackey's.
It's like it seeks us out now.
Right. Now what's going to happen with us?
All it takes is one of us to be pushed over the edge.
Then there's a bloodbath amongst us.
Yeah, then it's going to be really bad.
Watching the evolution of GAC over the
season over season,
seasons,
yeah.
right? They become more and more sensitive. They were sensitive to begin with, but they are clearly sensitives.
Are they more accepting of it or just more open
Well,
to
that's
it?
what happens, you know, when you jump in the tunnel of the paranormal.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the more
more
open
you do
you
it.
become, as you know. That's
Right.
why I closed my fucking mind off because I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I still can't handle being an empath.
Right.
There's so many things, you know, that I still need to do. I'm not doing any of the energy work I was told to do. The Qui-Gong, however you want to say it. I'm still not doing that shit. But enough about me. Let the lockdown begin.
Pipes and beans! We've got a camera in room 17 on the 3rd floor, a very, very active room, Lucy's room. We've got a camera here on the 2nd floor, and we've also got 2 cameras down in the basement earlier. This is where Kelly had that very, very emotional experience triggered by an unknown presence of activity that spoke to us in Class A voices.
WT, what about that rainbow
That
outside?
was awesome.
That was a beautiful rainbow.
Yes.
But what about it? I can see it 2 different ways, okay?
Right, okay.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
It's either
Speak your truth.
evil mocking them with
Right.
the rainbow going right towards
An evil
Palmer
arch.
House Hotel.
Right.
or it's good.
Right. Well,
Goodness saying, we got your back.
yeah, we have GAs. Well, if it is goodness, a lot of times the mythology of it is with Iris, who is the goddess of rainbows.
Yeah.
And she is just a messenger, and the mythology is that when a rainbow comes down from heaven,
Yeah.
that is a passage for her to bring a message down to the earth.
Okay, to the earth.
The earth.
So the rainbow,
Earth.
what's the message that the rainbow is trying to say?
Saying that we got GAC, we
The
got you.
building is infested with paranormal events. And earlier we learned a lot about what happened up here on the 3rd floor and also room 17 where we're headed right now.
Now that chair is known to be Lucy's chair. Every time I've been here, I've had some kind of activity of Lucy letting me know that she's here with me.
The boys are going into Lucy's room, room 17.
Yeah.
That's her chair.
And they're gonna
That's
to
the
fuck
chair
shit
that
up, man. About to fuck shit
When
up.
we said tonight when we get locked down, is any of us going to be in danger? We captured your name coming through here.
Is there any danger for any of the people here in this house?
Zach.
Let's recap that.
That laugh still
We
gets
talked to
me,
our
man.
friend Dave Schrader earlier. He said that this door slammed shut. Lucy, are you here?
So like 25 minutes, they get nothing. And
Right.
why?
Why, D?
Why do I always say
It's
it's the calm before the storm?
Supposedly, whatever female is in here hates guys. Every time guys come in here and cause ruckus, Spirit gets really pissed off.
Shit's about to go down.
As soon as I begin to use a little provocation, our REM pod detects a change in the electromagnetic energy field, and the environment takes on a completely different feeling.
Because he starts to like mess up the bed in the in the
Yeah.
REM pod, and Lucy's chair is going berserk.
Weird, man. I'm a little nervous all of a sudden in here, man.
You alright?
Yeah. It just feels different all of a sudden. Especially after you did that to the bed.
Does that have anything to do with him like flipping the mattress and
course.
like putting the chair on top of the
right
the table? I'm sorry, chair, the table on top of the bed.
What if we arrange the room even more? Huh?
Keep going.
Do you like this?
No.
Huh?
You want a little bit of this?
How about a little bit of that?
I'm not trying to piss off the spirit. I'm just trying to gather activity.
Okay.
Probably why she doesn't like guys. Because they come in here and mess up her room.
I'm not destroying anything. I'm gonna put it back.
I'm just.
I say leave it, man. Leave it this way and see what happens.
You can hear the REM pod going crazy.
I wish you'd get out of my life and shut
That's
up.
Lucy in the chair.
That's right.
Time for some spirit box.
Can you tell me what is on the mattress here?
What was that?
Did you hear that?
That horrible noise
Yeah.
is Zach gets like shocked in the
Right.
back of his neck.
And that's the
And it comes through the spirit box.
Right. That's the
Everybody
spirit
hears
showing
it.
up. Right.
Did I just feel a jolt of the same type of energy that is also making the REM pod go berserk? What we have to try and figure out now is whether this is some kind of intensified spiritual energy or something else that is explainable.
Aaron's like,
Explainable?
the energy is getting aggressive.
As we turn the SB7 spirit box back on and begin sweeping, we immediately receive this.
I felt that energy.
Oh!
Aaron.
That's it, Aaron?
Aaron. Everybody's getting named now.
Awesome
It's crazy.
sauce!
Back up for a second and acknowledge what voices
Yeah.
we have captured in this room
Let's
over
do
the
that.
last 24 hours.
Epic.
Earlier today, Dave and Nick asked, who is in danger? And now Aaron's name comes through.
Whoa!
And in just a few moments, things will get even more extreme.
Right on.
Shit's about to go
What do
down.
you want to tell Aaron?
You don't tell me. What was that? Was that just you? No. That growling noise? Oh my god. It goes spirit. It goes spirit. Spirit.
All
Their
right.
reaction,
This is awesome.
their reaction when they say spirit is the same reaction we had. We're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh! What do you
Yeah.
want to tell Aaron?
Okay.
A growl, which is kind of hard to hear here.
Right.
And then spirit.
Right. It's telling exactly
Talk
who was
about
saying it.
Class A EVP.
Aaron felt
They're
it
the
coming
best.
on. He felt it coming on. He's like, the energy is getting more aggressive,
Then
and
they
it was
say
coming
his
for
name.
him.
Right. And then he's all itchy, right? He's
Right.
like scratching his face,
it's
his
all
ears.
over
yeah.
him, man.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with-
Who's here with us?
Wow, dude.
Dude, that's a good win.
I
Good
know.
win. You know why?
What the
Voice.
That was a scary voice, bro.
That was a scary voice, bro. You know why?
What?
Because he said it with his chest.
Say it with your chest.
He called out first and last name. That's fucking
my God,
scary,
Aaron,
man.
calm down.
Aaron runs out of the room chasing a demon they heard running down the hallway.
I know.
The little fucker ran away, man. He called him out and ran away.
Like a bitch.
Like a little bitch.
They go back in the room, and like for 10 minutes, nothing. It's all dead.
'Cause
And
they
you know
left.
why? Right, because the demon ran out of the room.
Now, what's really interesting here is that as soon as Aaron, you heard, did you feel him, or did you just hear him?
Well, I started
Could
feeling a
you
little
feel?
static electricity, and all of a sudden I could feel the footsteps.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa. What the just running footsteps down like this.
Did you hear it going away or coming
Away,
towards us?
down that hallway.
As soon as you heard those going away, that's when all the voices on the spirit box stopped.
That is really interesting. The REM pod stopped everything.
Concrete proof.
Right, running down the hall. The way he reacted to the footsteps running down the hall was so tangible.
On the monitors, Billy sees a light anomaly coming down the corridor, and it's twisting, and it's very clear that it's not just some dust. And it's coming by, and as it passes a cable in the ceiling, the cable starts to swing.
This is down in the basement.
Right, down the
he sees
basement.
this on the monitor.
So there's physical manifestation of this light anomaly going by, makes a cable start to move, and the whole time the REM pod on the floor was going fucking nuts, man. It's going crazy.
That's good evidence,
That's great
baby.
evidence.
Is this the same spirit that we documented on the 3rd floor, which ran down the stairs? We immediately head to that area to try and find out.
I would immediately go the other direction.
Right, they chase down into the demon.
Right, so they have the thermal sweep. They didn't get anything. Zach starts to feel very dizzy, lethargic. So Aaron goes off into another room, and you start to hear all this noise.
Just then, Aaron hears an unexplained dragging sound that's followed by some unexplained glasses clinking together.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Listen. Drag.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What's going on back there?
I said the 12 pack, not the 24 pack. You're just gonna have to mix and match.
Shut up, say so the whole world can hear.
Oh, you know we can't afford the fun pack. What do you think, money grows on trees in this family? Take it back. Get some Pampers for you and your brother while you're at it.
Over there is that pig, and I found a couple of soft on the arrowhead. Over there is that pig, and I found a couple of soft on the arrowhead.
Oh, shit. That's from
Imagine that coming. Imagine you get that as an EVP.
Over there is that pig, and I found a couple of soft on the arrowhead.
That's from our theme today, Napoleon fucking Dynamite.
Break the beat!
Camera 2 just flickered. And that's the level that I'm on. So that's kind of weird.
Level Dion.
Because I just heard footsteps in this hallway, and that's where that's at.
Yeah, man, you see the camera flicker on the screen.
And
He's
it's on
like,
his level. He's like,
that's the
fuck,
floor
man.
I'm on.
Aaron sees some type of glowing anomaly or mist behind the X camera.
And runs into another room.
And he goes towards
And
it.
he feels dizzy, just like Zach was feeling.
Right, he's being affected.
The basement of the Palmer house is known for its dark energy, and as Aaron and I begin feeling ill, we conduct an EVP burst session to see if any spirits are the reason.
Here's some good EVPs.
Are you getting this? And then you got scratched. Like, this makes sense to get the out of here right now.
What we capture here is a Class A EVP, which means full vocal tone and clarity. And as we captured this just seconds ago, right after asking a question and waiting in complete silence, that makes this even more impactful in the moment.
Wow, make sure they go. That's very clear.
They want him fuck out.
As we're reviewing this EVP, I feel a pinch on my side, and when I lift my shirt, both Nick and Aaron see a red mark right where I felt this.
It's getting redder and swelling up. It's one scratch.
What's happening down there?
They're making good on their threat. That's what's going on. Is there anybody in danger? Zach Bagans. They scratch. They growl and they scratch because demons are assholes. So they're like, Zach, we got to get you the fuck out of here. So Nick and Zach go upstairs, and Aaron stays down in the demon basement by himself.
All right, they're leaving. It's a mano a mano.
Mono, it's gangster.
Why do you not want people down in this basement? Are you that angry because you were burned in a fire or killed down here that you're gonna take it out on other people?
He's calling him out,
Amping
man.
it up.
Yeah.
And Zach's upstairs. He's not okay. I mean, I
Right.
felt really bad. Nick's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "No."
Right, he's slumping in the chair.
How would
just
you
having a
feel?
hard
How would you
time.
feel? You're lethargic and dizzy, and
get
then you get scratched.
What was that noise? What was just thrown? I don't know.
It was just like some loud bang noise.
I heard wood.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a wooden stick was thrown.
That's hearing
moaning.
detail. Hearing details.
Aaron's like, "I really shouldn't be down here."
Right.
I agree. You really
Get the
shouldn't
fuck
be
out
down
of
there.
But you're bold for being there, dude.
That's
Aaron,
right.
we're coming down. We were all on camera watching you, and we hear this loud boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
What's that? Right when we walked down the stairs, boom. This is what we.
They
It
find
was a
right
broom.
there.
It was a broom they heard.
A
Play
big push
it.
broom,
Yeah.
yeah.
While Aaron's in the dark.
This is what he hears.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
In darkness. You don't know what the fuck that is, man.
That was loud.
I'm out of here, Spumoni.
Spumoni on that one.
I mean, it was a broom,
Yeah.
a big push broom that was on a wall
Yeah.
right when they came down, and there was a ledge that kept it from falling, but it still fell. So it got help down.
Yeah,
it
and-
got some help.
I just gave you
Just
some
gave
help.
some help.
And Nick pointed out, hey, this is where we got the EVPs
Right,
earlier with
right.
Kelly. That spot, the same spot.
Sure, they're just
We
hanging.
further try to debunk this by making sure that the broom was not leaning right towards the edge and just happened to fall. So we rewind our footage to when Nick and I were down here with Aaron, and we find a very clear shot of where this broom was positioned.
And it had to clear a big ass frame
Right, it
to
was safe
fall
and-
the way it did,
Right.
even if it slipped.
Right.
Just like how much did he say? Like half-inch
An
frame
inch,
or
an
whatever?
inch.
An inch.
Right, an inch will catch it
Give an
every
inch,
time.
go a mile.
This 1-inch frame is very important because if the broom just happened to slide down the brick on its own, this 1-inch lip would have caught it. But
Every
whatever
time.
made this broomstick move also had to lift it up over the lip in order to clear it.
Sounds like demons to me.
So cool to touch an object that was just touched by a spirit.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
Like, where did the spirit touch it? Like, I want to
You're
touch where
top
it
bottom.
touched.
That's
Touch
great.
myself.
you get me excited,
Wow,
man.
man, the
That was-
demon basement. This is an awesome lockdown.
Palmer House was great.
Zach, take us
The
out.
Palmer House Hotel had surprised us with the high levels of dark energy we experienced
Yeah.
before our lockdown.
Seriously.
It's clear the most active area, the basement, is the focal point of this energy. And
all
it
the
seems
fun happens.
Kelly's digging further aggravated the spirits that haunt here.
With a spoon.
But many mysteries still remain. Whose bones did she find? How did they disappear? And what or who
find out
was the
about it?
spirit that affected her? We wonder if the victims of the fire of 1900 are the source of this activity, or could there be something much worse that has marked this
Worse?
property as its own?
GAC, GAC, GAC. It's a combination of everything. There's so much shit going on in that
Man,
place.
Palmer House was amazing.
I
man.
know.
Good choice, dude.
Thank
Good
you very
choice,
much.
man.
Thank you
Good
very
choice.
much. The Ancient Ram Inn with John Humphreys, the caretaker there, because I mean, let's keep with the theme of like odd caretakers. 'Cause
Right.
he takes cake.
He is the head. He's
When
the head of that
some
crew.
Spirit comes and has sex
Sex
with
with
you.
you.
And Zach's face
Yeah.
is priceless. I gotta make a video. I did it a while ago, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
of him like saying that and Zach looking, turning around.
The slow turn of
See?
shock.
Oh, Ghost Adventure
Yeah,
fans, that's what I'm
they
talking
know.
about
The
right
slow
now.
turn of shock and
Grandma
awe.
just called and said you're supposed to go home. She said she doesn't want you here when she gets back because you've been ruining everybody's lives and eating all our steak.
Steak, you hump.
You don't have to stay here with us. We're not babies. Kip is like 32 years old.
He's just like,
Do you know else here? Trying to earn money for college.
Your mom goes to college.
Dang it. Dang it. Your mom goes to college. Dang it. Dang it.
So, over there, that fish, man, I found a couple of soaps on the yellow.
That's from our team today, Napoleon Dynamite, man.
Dang it. Dang it.
Dang it.
Dang it.
Break some beans! Break some beans! Break some beans!
I can always get it with the Franks and the beans. All right. We gotta keep rolling on here, man.
My chair here.
Pick
You can
yourself
always
back
get
up.
me with the fights and beans. Do I need to remind the listeners, maybe the new listeners, the podcast motto is laughter is medicine.
Your mom goes to college.
This is Ghost Adventures Aftershocks.
Now we gotta take it down for Aftershocks.
Sing
I'm
it.
terribly sorry.
Take it
Let's bring it down and have a conversation.
All right, Salem, Bloody Mary, and USS Hornet.
I've been waiting until they talk to Bloody Mary.
It's your
I'm
podcast.
all over the New Orleans. I mean, her house is insane. It's one of the best hisses I've ever heard in my life.
Absolutely.
I said to everybody to calm down and look at me. It's because I love it so much.
I was scared for a long while. For 9 months, I was pretty much just had the worst luck. I got very, very depressed to the point where I was just numb. I couldn't get out of this dark sludge, I call it. I kept seeing my death, so it kind of spooked me to the point where I just kind of like stopped driving, didn't really leave my house. I was in such a funk that it took me about 9 months of pretty hardcore depression.
Do you do any cleansings?
I don't ever do cleansing, but this time, about 7 months into it, I called upon a really close friend of mine. She's a real Wicca, real good with auras, and she came in and kind of just took that black sludge off.
Now, now you know exactly where I'm going.
Yes.
Last year in a podcast, after we listened to Aaron's podcast, he was saying how he doesn't cleanse.
And you were shocked.
I was shocked.
And also afraid for him because we
that,
like
I mean,
Aaron,
that's
man.
shock.
We like
That's
Aaron.
what I was. I mean, I was reaching out
Concerned.
on Twitter. We said it on I don't know what number podcast it was here.
Yeah.
I was pleading with him, like, Aaron, please, you must cleanse.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't want to cleanse because, what was his wording? If a
his phrase-
spirit wants to come up to him, right? He said, if I'm all cleansed up.
They
right?
might not want to hang out.
Right. They might hang out if I'm all cleansed up. I remember him saying that, all cleansed up.
Yes.
I'm like, you're being fooled. You're being tricked.
Right.
I don't know what kind of party is going on at your house, Aaron, but
Right.
it's not good. They've
That's not true.
convinced you
Right.
that cleansing is bad. The unholy lie. And Aaron was saying too, Bloody Mary, like when he was watching the episode back, the lights in his house were flickering.
Again.
That's some powerful shit. Let's
sticking
talk
with him.
about the Warlock. The Warlock
right.
from Salem, who is friends with Bloody Mary.
Right.
And right off the bat, he's like, with the ritual that Bloody Mary did, the Warlock, I'm getting confused, the Warlock said she connected Aaron with the ancestors. That's
Right.
what she was doing.
The Warlock's name was Christian Day.
Warlock's name.
he's
Christian
a
Day.
real damn Warlock.
He said to Aaron, you're the jokester, but you have the most power to command the spirits.
That's right, Aaron.
Exactly. Don't give him an ego. When I took the Ghost Adventures test to see which one I'm more like, and it said I was like Zach.
Okay.
I think I'm more like Aaron. Right?
You're
I'm
much more
definitely
like
more like Aaron.
much
for sure.
more like Aaron,
For
man.
reals. Bloody Mary said the reason why Nick got the brunt of it, the hiss,
Oh,
all of
right,
that, right?
yeah,
Because
sure.
when she was blessing them and all saying the spirits in her house, she got fucking
Come
spirits
in.
living in her house. Let me just say.
They're
And-
friends of theirs.
Right, so
apparently.
she's calling upon them, and then he yells out, "And the malevolent ones!"
Right.
And the way she did it to Zach, when she was like copying
Yeah,
him, you
sure.
could tell she was like, "Hey, man, you fucking asked for it.
Yeah.
So you asked for it, you got it." Toyota.
As Nick turns this corner, he hears a very loud hissing sound and feels a very negative presence push towards him, causing him to retreat.
Ooh. Come on, one more time. Get the fuck out of here with that.
That is a
I've been
world-class
talking about
hiss.
that hiss ever since. That and the face at Saddamsville.
Right.
Still waiting for them to do Aftershocks.
I'm sure.
That was horrible.
So
look
clear,
at my
so
arm. Can you
sensitive.
see my hairs are standing
Wait,
up.
listen. It's moving. It's moving.
So listen.
It's moving.
Was that in your kitchen? You believe?
No.
It was coming
Yeah.
from her voodoo temple.
Right.
Those are her spirit pots.
And we would have never known
We
that.
would
if it
have,
weren't for
right.
this
That's
show.
why
That-
Aftershocks
that's
is
the
fucking
shit.
great. So spirits are popping in and out right when that's going on.
Right.
Where 3 books flew at Nick.
Yeah.
Nick says, Aaron, get up, Aaron. Look, I'm getting all excited
There's
because
some shit going down.
Oh my God, what a great lockdown.
Dang it. Dang.
Explain to me what the Warlock did. I don't understand the exact spell that he did when they were in Salem, but I just want to say, I don't think that was cool, yo.
No,
he cost us some very great EVP and other experiences.
He took it upon himself to kind of guide how the whole investigation would go for both locations.
Right.
So at the Lyceum, which is where everybody gets stuff, he said he took his main girl,
Bridget Bishop.
Right, and he said, don't go to the Lyceum. Don't do it. That's where they always get stuff. I want to control it and show them that I can control these spirits.
Yeah.
So she didn't go there. She went to the other place, the
Right.
witch house,
Yes.
which is where they were not expecting any witch ghost to show up because that was the judge's house.
Yeah.
Why would they want to hang out there?
Right. And he said that, which is true. Yeah.
From that, he basically showed that he had control over the spirits and he could manifest them as he needed to.
Why though?
Because he
You know what I mean? I'm
can.
not hating. You know, I
Right.
thought he was very nice and personable, and you know, I'd watch him again.
Nice
But
Warlock.
why? He's a nice Warlock, right?
yeah.
WT Wizard.
Right.
But you know
The
why?
shapeshifter.
I just don't understand it.
I don't understand either.
What he was saying that what he proved that night was magic. You know,
Right.
which is great. But come on, man. There's like fucking thousands and thousands of fans here that wanted to hear a couple more fucking Spirit Box EVP
Where's
stuff.
the booze? I got robbed by a sweet old lady on a motorized cart.
What?
That's from Dumb and Dumber for Aaron, man.
Well, we got robbed out of some serious fucking evidence, man. They need to go back and they need to bring Bill Chappell with them.
Yeah.
And just like really make up for the Warlock's problem, man. Dang it.
You and I decided that in every podcast now going forward, we're going to play a Dumb and Dumber quote for Aaron.
Just for Aaron, just for the big stepping K.
Gang.
The K around here. I pay cash money.
You guys are retarded. Also, the Warlock was discussing how witches are magnets of energy and how they just bring it wherever they go.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that happens to you all the time.
But I'm
with-
not a witch.
No, but
that was interesting.
But you have
though.
you are a magnet of energy with
Yeah.
electronics and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. Everybody that actually knows me, like in person, knows that that's 100% true. And being a recording artist, that's a problem.
It
Sometimes
causes
being
havoc.
in the recording studio, shit just shuts the fuck down.
Right.
Like an Avatar, they're like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Like, oh, I'm sorry. I just caused that shit.
Somebody
I'm sorry.
said I need to wear metal or something. I don't know what that is, but I'm not a witch.
I have to say they like you because we do mention you sometimes, and we definitely get action. So I don't know what that means.
You get action when you mention me. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean
the activity.
Yes.
You're under my spell. I'm Zacula.
Yeah, he's working her, man.
He is, right?
That's Chris Schaefer. Who is that?
Trying to get. Come on.
That's Chris Shaver, an
Yeah.
educational volunteer on the USS Hornet.
Right,
man.
because it's about to get really serious
Yes.
here, so just cut it out.
This is very
That's
honorable.
all right, but we're going to talk about our servicemen.
Yeah.
It's sad to know that so many sailors, so many servicemen in that time were just trapped out at sea, dealing with isolation. You can't get off the ship. And it's sad that so many people that serve our country commit suicide. And they're taking this sacrifice with their own life by serving our country. And it's sad that an enemy's not even killing them. It's the enemy inside of them.
That's a great way to put it.
Wow, yeah.
Zach now starts talking with Gary Harbo, who is also an educational volunteer,
Yeah.
but he's a real vet too.
Yeah.
And just the emotion that comes from him is
I loved
is
him.
heartbreaking.
I loved him. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's a strong, tough guy.
Right.
And yet he
To have him be
showed him
comfortable enough.
so vulnerable. I
Sure.
mean, I love him for that. That
Yeah.
was so brave of him. Really. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it was such an emotional,
Very
like,
moving.
what was he talking about? He was taking a nap once and there were pipes went off like 3 times.
Right,
What are they
he-
called? Bosun
Bosun pipes.
whatever.
Bosun pipes, and
Right.
that actually calls you to an action on the ship.
And that happened to him like 3 times.
3 times, and he's like, "Fuck this, man." He's like,
So he decided.
I'm just staying up.
No. He said that now whenever he goes into his cabin, he says,
Yeah.
"Permission to come aboard, sir."
So right,
And he hasn't had a problem since.
brilliant.
He is brilliant. That's right.
7 minutes after we sounded the siren and took off down the corridor, our static night vision camera in the Broadway area captured this unexplained energy form as it manifested in the center of the doorway
comes
and
an
then shot
anomaly.
past the camera.
And what makes this really unique is that you can see this anomaly hover still about 20 feet from the camera as it begins to energize itself. Then it twists like a tornado with light resonating from the center as it shoots toward the camera. We have never captured or seen anything like this before. Was this energy form a spirit trying to manifest itself during the panic of me sounding the alarm indicating the vessel under attack?
That was a great
That was from
anomaly.
their lockdown.
I firmly believe, and no one will ever change my mind, there's nothing on that ship that is not a hero. Every one of them are. I don't care what their reason for death. I don't care what they did on that ship. They still served. And as far as I'm concerned, I firmly believe them all heroes.
They are all heroes.
Yeah.
They are. They served our country. They are fucking heroes.
And everybody
That's
watching this right now is saying thank you, even though you can't hear their voices. Everybody that's watching
Right,
this,
man.
and
Thank you.
especially
Say
people
it.
that have served our country, are relating to you, and everybody's saying thank you. All right?
Well, I appreciate it.
We appreciate
Yes.
you, bro. Bro, we appreciate you, Gary.
You served our country with honor.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was a great aftershock.
Yes,
It's
it
getting
was.
really just kind of TO'd because she hasn't even sent me a full punch on it.
That's from Napoleon Dynamite.
You know, his voice, Kip, how does he do that? It's a
great-
character actor, man.
I'm just getting a little TO'd.
A little TO'd.
A little TO'd that the Iron Island Museum conference is
we're all a
canceled.
little TO'd.
HHP 2014.
In Buffalo, Zach.
Sucks, man. Sucks it got canceled. We're really looking
We were
forward
going
to
to meet
it.
Billy and Jay.
Yeah, and also meet some of the Tomac family in person.
And we were going to meet the Booth brothers.
Right.
I was excited. I was like, shit, throw Chip Coffee in there. And we got a party
We
going
got a
on.
weekend to
but
talk about.
it got canceled.
Right.
Dang it, it got
Dang it.
canceled. All we know really is was a scheduling conflict with Zach, right? I
Right.
mean, we already got our tickets, like
We're looking forward to
a
going to
lot of Ghost
Buffalo.
Adventures,
Right.
GAC family.
But shit happens. It's just
We
sucks.
don't know
We're looking
what
forward to
happened.
it.
There's a lot
Right.
of speculation,
And
I
that's
don't
what it is,
want to. Right,
speculation.
so I don't want to speculate on
Right.
a podcast.
Right.
But so far, just as far as I know, I haven't really seen an apology, like the word "I'm sorry." I mean,
Sure.
maybe he put it somewhere, and I haven't seen it.
Right.
You know
Could
what I
be,
mean?
could be.
Like, listen, Zach, we love you. We're still fans.
Right.
But man, you know, like, say sorry.
Be like, dude.
And if you already said sorry, then I'm sorry right now.
I'm sorry for not seeing
We
it.
all hope that you're well.
Yes.
A lot of people are upset.
Yeah.
Understandably so. We were gonna meet Melody
Yeah.
at Pirate Girl 77, my wood nymph. She can change the weather, yo, and cast a protection animal spell. See, I know my family. Ask me.
We were all going to physically get together finally.
I know.
That would have been great.
Sucked. You know what I mean? Like, Tara Shea was thinking about coming. I mean, we were going to meet some of
Right.
the Tomac family and, like, other GAC family members. So
Sure.
we're really bummed. My family's out there in Buffalo.
You're gonna meet them
It's
as well.
Summertime, so I could keep my promise to my 10, 12, what is he, 12? They grow so fast. My little cousin Nicholas.
Go to
you
the
know,
fair with
Go to
him.
the fair with him in Erie County Fair.
Just make him fucking
so I
happy.
can be a good Aunt D, go
Right.
to Lilydale, see the mediums.
trained.
And it's all gone. A big dream, poof, gone.
Dang it.
I mean, we can still do all those things,
Right.
but I wanted to meet my fellow GAC
Me
family.
too,
Here's
man.
the 411.
Tell us, Steve.
And here's the 611 on that.
That's phone repair. The 611.
It's a mystery clip.
My girl Melody saw something with the link on it.
Okay.
That the weekend of October 10th and 11th
Yes.
in Minnesota, a casino called the Shooting Star, there might be an event there. We don't know. Nobody's for sure, and Zach hasn't made an official announcement.
Right, that's just the murmurs.
Right, but it's with Aaron, Billy, and Dave, Darkness
Oh, right
Radio.
on,
You know
right.
what I mean? So this
Right,
is
yeah.
a setup. Throw
Right.
Chip Coffee in there.
and we're
there, right,
done. We're
guys?
done.
So hopefully that'll happen, and we will definitely be there.
The interns think they're coming with us.
You can. Maybe we'll get a group rate.
Hey Shayna, it's Congressman Cam Brady here.
That's right, that's right.
Just stepped away from a family dinner to tell you I wish I wasn't eating fried steak. I wish I was eating Shayna pussy. Seriously, baby. You get me so hard my dick presses against my zipper and it hurts like a motherfucker. What else? Oh, hey, I got your parents' tickets to the producers. And oh yeah, let's do something crazy weird next time, like lick each other's buttholes in a Denny's bathroom. All right, I gotta go. Can't break no sweat.
Why were you handling dangerous snakes without a trained professional present?
For the poops.
I want you to put my head in the freezer while you do me from behind.
Hold on, isn't the freezer too high?
Why did Camp Brady stop by, D?
Because this is chapter 4. Here's some more. And any Will Ferrell character can stop by anytime. And that was the campaign. Dang.
Just slide us in,
Whole
man.
other evolution, revolution.
That's a beautiful way to do it, D.
It's evolution, revolution. Free your mind up. Woo! Made of virtual insanity. Always seem to govern by this love we have for useless, twisting, R&D technology. No, now there is no sound, but we all live underground. In your face! I'm feeling pretty good today, man. Queen Demorpheus. Yeah, man, that's right. You know it!
The siren.
Welcome, Planet Tolmec family, GAC family, paranormal and horror fans.
Everybody.
People that want to just free their mind and stop making decisions out of fear and become empowered and peace, love, and fucking empathy we needed in the world, man. And
I can see the energy rubbing up in you.
I'm
The
gonna
lights coming
unplug
out.
you and show you how far the rabbit hole goes.
Fuck
of
yeah.
fear. Love your fellow man.
Yeah?
And number one, man, understand it's crucial to work, play into your life. It
Yeah.
is crucial. Laughter's medicine. You knew it! Oh, now there is no sound, for we all live underground.
Can't slow a siren down.
It's
man.
the full moon on Friday the 13th.
That's crazy.
So let's sit down with our fellow Tomakians
All
at
right.
the round table, speak our truth, come as equals,
Fuck.
like King Arthur's Camelot.
That's
pretty good, yo. I'm in. I just saw the poster.
We're all in. We're all in.
Let's
Yes.
get into it. We are children of the 80s.
Yes.
Which Friday the 13th is your favorite and or your favorite Jason? We all know that mine is 2.
Second one with all the chases and.
Yeah, I'll give
Okay.
my reasons.
Okay.
You for you.
Okay. So, my favorite is actually 1. It's classic, and you know that was the first introduction to the series that I got, and it just really stuck with me about how you thought it was someone else and turned out to be the mother.
It's always the mother. You meet a guy and he got to take his mother too.
All right, they're a package deal.
So that's your favorite Jason?
Yes, because it's,
Yeah, I don't blame you.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, that's a special moment. You see the graphic I made?
Yeah, yeah.
He's popping up the end and says, "Excuse me, do you have a breath mint?"
What?
Hashtag what? Okay, part 2.
Okay.
First of all, the one-eyed sack. We all know the inspiration for that goes back to The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Yes.
That is also discussed in horror documentary Killer Legends.
Right.
So the one-eyed sack
Mhm.
fucking overall pitchfork, but then machete.
You don't see
Jason
that too often.
is special to me.
Okay.
That chase goes on for so long.
Yeah.
And that shot where she's running and she's in front of the car.
Right.
That's amazing shot in
Right.
cinematography and horror movie fan moment. You see her looking forward like, oh my God.
Death was
Oh my
fingertips
God.
away.
And in the
Yeah.
background, there's fucking Jason running up with this pitchfork, and you get the terror.
Right.
And she waits, and then he goes away, and then she runs off, and then then you see the moon again, and
Yeah.
she's running for a long time.
She's still doing
And
it.
it keeps going, and then she goes, and then she finds the mother's head. See, boys and their mothers, they all have issues.
That's a major issue.
You know,
keeping
and then
head.
the ending, you know what I mean? Surprise, through the window. You know,
Right.
we know now that Jason's good side?
Is
Is
it-
his left side?
his
Is
left
his left
side.
side or his right
His
side?
right
I can't
side, his
think of
right
it.
side.
Which side is Jason's good side?
His right side, because when he comes into the window, you see on the right
Yeah.
side.
So that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm very fond of 3. I know it was in 3D, and that's kind of a cool thing to then.
Right.
And the story is pretty good. But there's this segment where the main chick in there is like, years ago I was upset and ran out into the woods, you know, and just kind of galloped into a wooded glen and punch danced my rage out and woke up, and there was a fucking Jason standing over her, but like not the max, like fucked up scary,
Right.
just trying to grab her, and then she gets away and runs, and like that's her memory of why she's fucked up there.
And lo and behold, she's back at the
yeah,
camp.
you know what I mean? And of course, that's where he discovers his hockey mask. So
Right.
from then on, he's got his hockey mask. So that's
Iconic
an
look.
important moment.
Right.
New Blood, I
Yeah.
think that's part 7.
Okay.
Where he meets the psychic girl.
Yeah,
and her
okay.
psychiatrist is there, and you're trying to get over from the trauma of being at the lake because her father drowned underneath it, but really somehow Jason got fucking down there from the last whatever movie.
Yeah.
And then she's psychic, and then the guy knows this, and so then he tries to make her crazy, and then poof, she raises the dead Jason. And then he goes over and then fucks up the kids at having a party in the other house. And I just thought that was great.
That is. Just your telling of that story
my
was
shit.
awesome.
Just ask me!
Ask me! Yeah.
Plus, when the psychic girl wraps a cord around his neck
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
mask pops off, his face is just horrendous. It's almost he's like smiling too. It's terrible.
like, "Hello."
It's terribly fabulous. What horror movie fucked you up as a child?
Funhouse. Being chased by this being that you had never seen before, so
Yeah.
you didn't know what he was capable of, and he would just pop up everywhere.
Inside of a fun house.
Inside of a
I
fun
mean,
house.
Yeah, right.
Right. So
So that alone, that
Right.
whole concept is really good.
your hunter knew the lay of the land, and you didn't.
Right.
And you didn't
Now
know
you're
what
talking.
to expect. You didn't know what to expect from him because he
Right.
was deformed.
Fucking him up and hitting him
Yeah.
and going, you ass man, you paid the whore all this money and he fucking killed her.
I
And
know.
and he's smacking himself in the head and then the mask goes flying off
Yeah,
and it's
no-
like, and you're like,
The horror-
holy shit. I remember my brother used to have those, like, was it Fangora magazine or whatever?
Right.
And I saw that face a lot, you know?
Yeah.
It's horrendous.
Right.
I like Hell Night with Linda Blair.
Yeah. Okay.
There's something about that I love
Yeah.
to go back to. It's a great haunted house, right? Castle,
Sure,
mansion.
sure,
You know,
yeah.
so they nailed that.
Yeah.
With the surroundings, but it's the legend, the killers, and the family, and that whole thing was so scary to me. And then
Right.
you find out that it's not only one gorked out Andy. What the fuck was his name? You know, it's like it wasn't just one then, which is scary enough the way they made him sound.
Sure.
But then you ended up it was 2 of those guys.
Right.
2 of them. You're like, oh my god, and it's a big maze. So I mean, I love that. It's an
Yeah.
80s movie, and that one's good for me. So those scary brothers stay with me.
Okay.
Trilogy of Terror, Karen Black, Amelia, with the teeth.
I'm waiting for my mommy.
And the machete
Yeah.
hitting the ground.
That's mommy
That
issues
is-
again.
That is a moment of pure genius.
Right.
Rest in peace, Karen Black.
Yeah.
Burnt Offerings, she was also in that, and I
Yes.
like that movie too. It's just really good. And the classic Salem's Lot. Come on, man. That kid flies through the window. It's the things that stay with you as a child.
Right.
The original Sleepaway Camp. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's not a great movie,
No.
but the fucking ending.
Sure.
Holy shit,
It's like,
man. I was watching that with my stepbrother, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, we used to just, some nights, just boom, we're watching horror movies
Sure,
tonight.
sure.
And we watched that, and then the ending turned, and we looked at each other. It was like I got numb. It was like we were fucked up for life. It left that impression.
Right,
It's just
right
so
back.
disturbing.
Right.
Like it's 80s, so you can see it's not real, but it's everything about it that's just wrong.
Right on.
So
That's our little
Friday the 13th horror,
horror movie
Yes,
fun
yes.
revisits.
So please tell me which Friday the 13th is your favorite. Which your favorite Jason? Go to
DominicoArtist.com. Leave it on the episode page down in the comments section.
which would be today's podcast 36.
36, which will be out
Oh.
again, as we're saying, on Friday the 13th.
You have the worst reflexes of all time.
Try me, Napoleon.
What?
I said come down here and see what happens if you try
Trained
it.
the cage fighter.
Rex Kwando, we use the buddy system. No more
Yes.
flying solo.
Yes.
You need somebody watching your back at all times.
It's true.
You think I got where I am today because I dress like Peter Pan here?
Yeah.
Good one.
Forget about it.
Poor kid,
We use
man.
the buddy system here.
Yeah.
If you are feeling bullied on social media, let's say
which
Facebook
happens a
and
lot.
Twitter, right?
Yeah.
You cannot stop what a bully is going to say.
Correct.
But what you can do is block, ignore them.
Just
and
let 'em go.
take away their power because that's the only power they have. And don't give a shit.
Right. If there's no
And-
audience, there's no power.
But before you do that,
Yeah.
reach out to a friend. We use
Yes.
the buddy system
Use the
here.
buddy
You
system
need
here.
to reach out to a friend, GAC family.
Yeah.
Talk to a friend and let them remind you
That you are worth it, that
that
you
you're
are
special, that you are loved.
and that you are just a good person, and this person cannot dictate how
That's
you
right.
feel about yourself.
Exactly.
No matter how much they try, they can't
We
dictate
use
it
the
to
buddy
you.
system at all times.
Forget about it.
We want to try to pass something that will make cyberbullies legally accountable
For their
somebody's death.
Right.
Because a lot of people commit suicide.
And we talked about a case of that just a couple podcasts ago. The petition they had on change.org was a great start, a very good start. We need to find more situations where we can get people together, get them all thinking on the lines of holding cyberbullies accountable for their actions.
If you're feeling cyberbullied, reach out to a friend.
Yeah.
A good online support group is Free to Love.
You can find them at freetolove.org, and that's a number 2, free2luv.org, and on Twitter, again, free_2_LUV.
And reach out to me. I will talk you off that emotional ledge that you are on, because it is a terrible feeling. You feel numb.
Sure.
You feel like everybody's against you, and it's just not true, you
No,
know. So
absolutely
reach out to me, and I will remind you that you are loved and that you are not alone.
That's awesome.
I'm going to teach my class now. Do you want to go to the pool?
Yeah.
Water sports is for girls and sodomites.
Okay, I'll see you later, Dad.
That's a bully you don't want to hang out with right there.
It's a mystery clip.
I'll see you later, Dad. So there are some fan friend questions that have been coming in, but before we do that, just give us a quick Lola update.
All right, Lola had her MRI and everything else under the sun. Okay, basically, she does not have a brain tumor.
Right.
This thing she has had her whole life, and it's just kicked in now. Basically,
It's
she has, like, help me with this. Like, long story short.
Her body produces a little bit of extra spinal fluid.
Okay.
So that's the problem 1. The problem 2 is that she has interruptions in her spinal fluid transit system. So she has too much of it, and then it's being pulled up in the wrong areas.
Okay.
The outcome of it is that it gives her a very strong headache a lot of the times, and there's not really a cure for it. She has a malformed back of her head.
Yeah.
So basically that interrupts the flow of her
Fuck,
spinal
man.
fluid too. So she's got 3 physical strikes against her flow and production of spinal fluid.
Okay, so that's what started the seizures.
Right.
So she's been on medications. Everything's good. Last week, though, guys, she did have a seizure. It was a shorter
smaller
one, and
one.
she didn't pee, which is good, right? But, you know, I mean, right, like she doesn't lose her functions.
Right,
you know,
right.
It's just so heartbreaking. So she's on a shitload of medication,
Right.
and she eats a lot.
She's on a regime.
She is.
Yeah.
You know, I love my babies. They're old and fucked up now, and they're costing me a damn fortune. But let me tell you, she is well taken care of.
Right.
Everybody, I encourage you to adopt, rescue animals.
Right.
If you don't and you want to buy an animal, that's okay too.
Right.
Animal lovers do not bully the people that don't want to rescue.
Sure.
But the ones that do, Curly Tail Pug Rescue in New
Yeah,
York
at curlytailrescue.org.
and Animal Haven.
And that's animalhavenshelter.org. Chasing Domenico podcast fan friend questions. They come in through the site, through DMs on Twitter, and here's just a couple of them.
All right, shoot.
Why alter egos?
We are all demoralized by economics, the state of the world, healthcare. Play awakens your life force. It promotes creativity.
Kind of makes you feel like a superhero.
Why do people
That's just me.
play board games? Why do you play Dungeons and Dragons?
Right.
It's an escape. So I want the Tomac family to get in the sandbox with me and feel like your best self for an hour and 15 minutes.
Or however long this podcast is.
Right, and change your energy. You will feel your energy shift.
Yes.
And the goal is, once the podcast is finished, man, take that like 5 minutes right after you've been laughing and having a good time, and just use the law of attraction and picture something that you want to happen and feel it. And that's why we do this podcast in the way that we do, because afterwards we all get together, the interns, and we just push the
Broadcast
energy
the
out
light
into
out.
the world. Okay,
Yeah.
does that answer it?
Yes. If you could see one group play right now, who would it be, living or dead?
John Lennon.
Oh,
Next.
Okay. Next. Okay. Last question. You're single, a guy I used to know, was written about, a Jezebel Voice looking guy. Has there been any updates, any contact from him?
No.
At all?
He's dead. He hates me. He doesn't know the songs about him. I mean, pick which one.
Right.
So the next,
what's the least
the
harmful
next 2
one?
singles that are coming out, You Can
Right.
Die of a Broken Heart, and remember is about the same guy.
Okay.
If he doesn't contact me after that, then he doesn't give a fuck about discretion.
You see it? You catch it? See what? You used to not give a fuck about discretion. I seen you pull somebody's jawbone off. I seen it.
That was a mystery clip Last podcast.
Yeah.
Look at Shakespeare. He stuck his head up. He's like, Mommy, what the fuck is wrong? That was from what movie?
Pineapple Express.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nobody got it right.
Fuck about this crap.
All right, so if this guy doesn't contact me after remember that he is out. So the only way that I'm going to get my Cesare Borgia is to bring back the Borgias, okay? So everybody save the Borgias. Hashtag save the Borgias. Hashtag the Borgias for the number 4.
Right, Borgias for Netflix.
Okay?
Right.
We're trying to get Netflix to release season 4.
Right.
The campaign on
SMGO
is not there anymore, so
Right.
that link doesn't work. So we have to get to Netflix directly.
Yeah.
And say, come on, man.
They should absolutely pick it up.
Give me some Cesare.
That'd be a great original series.
Because I
for them.
started watching all the seasons again, you know?
Again and
it's
again and
like,
again. It's like, hey, buddy.
Fuck, you know? I mean, fuck, it's not even fair. This is glam dream
Oh, shit.
Yes, it is.
See, what is the second rule of Glam Dream Pop?
Interns, would you like to help me on this one?
Orphans?
Glitter! That's fairy dust, glitter dust from the mythological fairies flying around here. It's time for some Twitter shout-outs.
All right, Dee.
I'm just going to be talking to my Tomac family here.
Ah,
Let's
yeah.
break it down.
All right, one at a time.
Melody,
At Fire Rate Girl 77.
for my birthday, she got me a classic Stephen King, The Bachman books.
I love that one. I read
Birthday,
it.
yes, birthday card and note. Thank you, I love you. Tara Shea,
At Tara Shea 79.
she just made me 3 handmade jewelry charms. One's a D, one's a Hershey's Kiss. It says Kisses, and another one that says Empathy, Peace, and Love. I love them. A candle that I've got next to me here, I've been sniffing all day like crack. It's called Happy, and it's from a company called Gold Canyon.
Yeah, and if you want to order directly from her, you can go to her portal. It's tlm.mygc.com.
I'm going to have to do that. And a beautiful note. Jen.
At Paperflowers 85.
She got me 3 great peace bracelets.
You got-
Hello.
You're wearing them right now.
Hello,
man.
Ron Burgundy Stay Classy koozie that I'm using now for my period.
Cool.
A gorgeous jeweled hair clip.
Yeah.
A great note with the dog drawing. Looks like a pug to me.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel so loved.
Tolmac family loves you, D.
I love them. Dawn,
At End 5723.
Tara Shari,
At Top Fuel Princess.
Trevor.
At Downey Trev.
His podcast is LFC Day Trippers.
On June 13th starts the World Cup, so they're losing their fucking minds over there. This is the war. This is the shit for them.
I don't know anything about sports and nothing about soccer,
Right.
but I want to support my fellow Tomaki.
Absolutely.
The best way I can.
The best way to do that is by giving the info. LFCDaytrippers.com is the main website for the blog, for the podcast, for the Twitter feed,
Yep.
and then the actual Twitter feed is at LFC Daytrippers.
I love his voice. Trevor, I love your voice.
It's very-
so
very
nice
soothing.
and friendly. Bethany,
At Beganan,
Robert,
at Mr. Eerie Mist,
and the newest Tomac family member, Callie.
at Black in Blue 76.
Now, there are 9 Tomac family members.
Okay.
There are 9 Glam Dream Pop rules.
okay, here we go.
These are the VIP, the royal VIPs.
Nice.
There will never be any more royal VIPs. You
Right.
understand? It's closed!
That is select.
But we do welcome new Tomac family members.
Always,
but first, you must love Planet Tomac.
Just so you know, these 9 people are not random
No.
in any way, shape, or
No,
form.
their spirits and souls talk to
You
me.
said, I want him, I want her, and you
Yeah.
had your eye. You knew the 9th one. You're like,
Yeah.
I want Callie
Yes,
for number 9.
that's right. A shout out to my fellow GAC family.
Yeah.
Dave Schrader at Darkness Radio.
Everything
Boom!
is Darkness Radio. DarknessRadio.com, Twitter at Darkness Radio, and the show is Darkness Radio.
We're all
We
big
love
fans.
Love listening to it, Dave.
And Bill Chappell.
At Bill Chap.
Dude, if it wasn't for you, bro, we wouldn't be here right
Again,
now.
all this great evidence at GAC.
Thanks for the follow, bro. You know how I said that the podcast fan friends help shape and mold this growing
Right,
organism that is this podcast? You
Yeah.
asked for AFERSHOCKS. Well, you asked me to remake Video Killed the Radio Star in Glam Dream Pop style,
And
so
you
that's what
did
you're
it.
listening to right now. So download it!
I think it's important for the fan friend listeners to know that Dee was signed to Sony for a while.
Yeah, but I got
And-
tired of them telling me what to do and stealing all of my publishing royalties,
sure.
eating all my steak!
Because you've been ruining everybody's lives and eating all our steak.
Eating all of my steak! I had a 401k, medical, and dental insurance.
You made the brave move to leave that and go completely independent.
That's right. Start all over again.
Start fresh, take your genius with you, and go.
Pack my bags and go. Hear that?
That's the orphans.
That's orphans there. They made it onto the song. Of course they did.
Because we love our interns.
Fool
There's no machine to help independent artists get out there. So it's up to the fan friends to show the love.
That's right.
To share the music, give it to just one friend. And
We
they'll
use
give
the
it to
buddy
them.
system here. Share it with one friend and ask them to share it too.
That's right. The currency here is retweet, shares, and downloads.
Retweet, shares, and downloads. And then you can get all up in my bag.
Get it all up in your bag.
Just so crass.
Everything online is DominicoArtist.
Yes.
Twitter, at Chasing Domenico, just for the podcast. We
Yes.
got Instagram, Vine, Facebook, YouTube. Everything is DominicoArtist.
That's right. And at DominicoArtist.com, you don't need any money. Why? Because everything is free. Just like Rainbow Land. It's the Inception train telling us to get ready for the kick to be thrown off of planet Tolmac. But first, do you get FearNet? And if you don't, then fuck you!
I'm Ricky Bobby.
Hey, Ricky.
If you don't chew Big Red, then
Fuck
fuck
you! And then contact your cable provider on the 13th of every month and say, hey man, give me my FearNet. You're gonna fucking get it! I'm fucking on fire, man. Back to the Chasing Domenico podcast drinking game. Before we go over the rules that the interns made up, what's the drink count for the last podcast, episode 35?
51 drinks.
And they're playing it right now, but everybody's 21.
Everything is a drink. When you
Yes.
hear a quote from our movie theme, which is
Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah, anytime you hear Domenico say the word fuck, anytime just her, though. When you hear us say evolution, revolution, and free your mind, anytime you hear us say mystery clip, when you hear us transport the Tolmac, which sounds like
drink.
Anytime Domenico says bang, or bang, 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 bang.
Each one's a drink.
And every time Domenico snorts.
If you think you're a player, add the gangster rule, which is the drink count to the Ghost Adventures lockdown we do in this podcast. Today was the Palmer House Hotel.
Yeah.
So play that
Okay.
after you play this drinking game and look Ghost Adventures drinking rules up on Wiki.
DrinkyWiki.com.
Do that. The golden rule, you cannot say drink, drank, or drunk while you
Okay.
are playing. And the Planet Tolmac rule is you have to play as your party alter egos. So if you're playing like Sir Chugs-a-Lot,
Okay.
and I don't call you Sir Chugs-a-Lot,
That's a drink on you.
I have to drink a shot of Jägermeister.
That's terrible shit.
Look, Pedro, I don't know how they do things down in Juarez.
Yes, go,
but here in
Pedro.
Idaho, we have a little something called pride.
Ass.
Understand?
I understand that you're a racist. Fuck!
That's bullshit!
Chasing Domenico is the glam dream pop version of a podcast.
Break that vein!
Break that vein!
This is the 10th anniversary of the release of Napoleon Dynamite.
That's right. We know what we're doing here. There are many layers going on.
Steve, what movie are we going to honor on the next podcast?
All right, episode 37.
Uh-huh.
The next movie we are honoring. Wait for it.
Come on.
Wait for it.
Come on.
Say it with me. Tommy Boy!
That guy in a little coat.
Come on, interns.
That guy in a little coat.
I'm so excited. So you have until July 12th, the next full moon, to brush up on your Tommy Boy.
Right on.
The podcast is posted at 7 p.m.
Okay.
on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and the website, DominicoArtist.com. So you have no excuses. I don't know when it was up.
You let me eat cake and lollipops for breakfast every day.
That's what you asked for.
You're supposed to say no.
I didn't know what I was doing. I was 13, 14 years old.
You know what I remember? Is me having to drive you home from the beach that time because you were too drunk.
Somebody's hammered. They have another guy drive home.
I was 8.
You fucking drove like a champ, too.
That goes out to my royal VIP,
Yeah.
Tyler Shari at Top Fuel Princess.
That's my boy.
There's Jack Ferry.
Yes.
He says it's time to depart from Planet Tolmac, the after party.
Through Wonderland.
Back to Earth, where the after
After
party
party.
is at DominicoArtist.com. So
yeah.
bookmark it.
it.
Oh, I love this song.
Yeah.
When we honor a movie, we honor the soundtrack,
Do
the music.
everything,
It's
everything.
great. This is the music at the dance. I would have
Yeah.
gone with him if he did the upper shading on my upper lip like he did to his date
Took me
Trish.
like 3 hours to finish the shading on your upper lip.
Oh,
It's probably the best drawing I've ever done.
that's so romantic.
I have all your equipment in my locker.
Oh, he's flexing.
You should probably come get it because I can't fit my
Nunchucks in there anymore.
You're right.
I don't even have any good skills.
What do you mean?
Uh-oh.
You know, like nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills,
Got hair skills.
computer hacking skills.
Tunneling skills.
Girls only want boyfriends who have great skills.
What are my skills?
Well, you have a sweet bike,
Yes, he
and
does.
you're really good at hooking up with chicks.
That's nice.
Plus, you're like the only guy at school who has a mustache.
That's true.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountain?
Dang it!
Okay, now watch this. I'm just gonna break the wrist. Walk away. Break the wrist.
Walk
That's
away!
how you treat a bully.
Do the chickens have large talons?
What?
What?
Large talons.
I don't understand the words you just
Did
said.
you just say?
Over there, that chick, man, I found a couple of coats on the arrow.
Forget about it.
I told you, I spent it with my uncle in Alaska hunting wolverines.
Did you shoot any?
Yes, like 50 of them. I kept trying to tell my cousins. What the heck would you do in a situation like that?
Dang it!
Oh my God! This has been episode 36.
Over there, that chick, man, I found a couple of coats on the arrow.
The Jason Domenico podcast.
Dang it!
You stay classy, planet Earth.
Thanks for stopping by.
But mostly, don't just have a great night.
Or fence.
Have an American night!
Keep your hands side to side.
How long's the chat room?
Jeez, sometimes up to 3-4 hours, maybe.
Does that cost money every time you're on, like for minutes on the phone?
Yeah, Grandma's still paying per minute. She gets kind of pissed at me sometimes because I'm on there so long.
Bet she does. I'll tell you something, I'd be throwing you out the window.